Hi, this is Denise Estrada, and you're watching True School Sports.
All right, thank you. Tools to do it. One fight I personally want to see, I don't know how realistic it is as far as being made, but you versus a guy like Terence Crawford, I think it'd be a great fight. How do you feel about that?
That'd be an electrifying fight, man. The fans want to see the best fight and the best, and that's
Terence, it's all for show.
All for show. Okay. Last question, I'll let you go. I actually live in South Florida. I came from South Florida. I go to the gym, and Amir Imam, a guy in your division, I talk to him quite frequently. He said he wanted to fight you. Is that a fight maybe down the line you look at? Who? Amir Imam, young master.
He just lost.
He just lost. I know.
He gotta work his way back up.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, Dan Rayfield of ESPN.com does a great job covering the sport as far as his consistency goes. Some people like him, some people don't. I respect his work ethic because I know that man really grinds hard. But Dan Rayfield, I should say, he came out with an article where he breaks down the status of every WBC title from every weight class in boxing and what fights are going to be ordered, what's the next step for mandatory challengers, voluntary defenses, things of that nature. So I'm reading this article and I scroll down all the way down to 140 pounds, and I see that apparently, according to the article, that the WBC is ordering a fight between Antonio Orozco, who I really don't know much about, and Amir, the young master Imam. Now let me say this before I get into what I want to say, that I'm very excited to be making a video about Amir Imam once again, because Amir Imam was the first fighter I ever interviewed. A lot of you guys don't know that, but I was waiting for Shannon Briggs on his media day. Amir Imam had just gone down working out, and Amir Imam was one of the first fighters I ever interviewed. It was the first fighter I ever interviewed, so he always holds a special place in my heart. But with that being said, the WBC is ordering a title eliminator to determine the mandatory challenger to Terence Crawford's 140-pound WBC title that he just recently picked up with his win over Victor Postal. So here's Amir Imam's chance to be in a matchup where, for me, I've long wanted to see Amir Imam, fight Terence Crawford. I've always thought that, stylistically speaking, he's a bigger guy, rangier guy, has a kind of jab that when he's on and when he's finding his range with that jab, I mean, that jab, it will hurt you, it'll piece you up, and then he can set up that straight right hand. He's very much like Tommy Hearns, very rangy puncher, just like Tommy Hearns. Has all the same strengths and literally all the same weaknesses as Tommy Hearns. And obviously, I don't think he's as good as Tommy Hearns, but he's still at a very early stage of his career. So maybe one day, who knows? But I'm still very high on Amir Imam, and look, obviously, we can't get to talking about Amir Imam versus Crawford because if you guys have been following the channel for a very long time, I've interviewed Amir Imam on 3 occasions. I actually was probably the only channel in the YTBC on YouTube that interviewed Amir Imam before his fight with Victor Postal. And he, from the interview, and I'll leave it in here, from the interview, if you watch it, he basically overlooked Amir Imam. He didn't know anything about Amir Imam, didn't know where he was from. All he knew about Amir Imam was that he was some guy that fought in the BKB. If you guys remember the BKB series they did, Adrian Granados fought in that. So he overlooked Adrian Granados, and he was basically talking about Victor Postal and how he's ready for that world title. And we saw it showed in the ring. So I mean, hopefully he's focused for this Orozco fight. I don't know when the date is gonna be announced or when they're fighting, but that's WBC's ordering, so that looks like the next step. So great if he gets that win, then he fights Crawford, and I think he's gonna have a great chance to win that fight. Maybe he gets a title, and him and Granados do the rematch real big like that. I would love to see Amir Imam, #1, try to go for his vengeance, the only loss of his pro career. But I would also like to see Adrian Granados get his title shot because honestly, it should be Granados in this position right now. Even though I'm a big Amir Imam fan, Adrian Granados beat his ass. All right, embarrassed him, humiliated him, and made him pay for every and all mistakes he made in the ring that night. And for the WBC to say that Amir Imam is ranked number 3 over Granados when all he's done since that fight after getting stopped was beat a bum in Pittsburgh on a card that was not televised, that nobody covered. You know, that's just wrong. And then you have Rancis Bartholomew, who I'm also a fan of, who hasn't fought at 140 yet, at ranked number 2. So the rankings don't make any sense. We know the WBC, like many boxing organizations, is corrupt, and we know that, you know, Don King or Al Heyman, whoever is working with Amir Imam, probably slipped them some money and that's how he got bumped up. But regardless of how he got to the number 3 ranking, I'm still excited for him to be in this position to fight for a world title, getting a second chance. So he stayed patient. I've talked to him, you know, off the record, many things I can't really talk about, but he always remained confident that he would be in this position again. And here we are, almost a year later, and he's in this position again. So hopefully Amir Imam doesn't screw this one up, and he can have a good performance against Orozco. But yeah, man, hopefully he wins, because I've always wanted to see the Terence Crawford Amir Imam fight. I'm probably like one of 3 people in the YTBC who've wanted to see that fight, but I think it'll be good for boxing, and it'd be a really tough test for Crawford, because unlike a lot of these guys, you know, he fought Postal, who was rangier than Crawford, but he just was kind of stiff and wasn't as athletic. Imam has the range, but I think he also can match the athletic ability of Crawford, and that's what makes the fight so good to me. So let me know what you guys think. Amir Imam and Antonio Orozco, ordered by the WBC. Leave your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.